Good afternoon, Internet. Eric Arnold here on Sunday, April, I don't know what it is. I honestly don't know what date it is. It is Sunday, I'm sure of that. It's about 5:15. Well, here we are in the sports barn again. I'm trying out my new Tom Wolfe mask here, mandated by the man. So anytime I go out, I think this is what we're going to go with. I don't have any of the government mandated masks or what have you. That I don't even know if there is a type of mask. I'm sure there are. We're talking about the government here. So in absence of that, I'm going to go with this and see if I look like I'm robbing a bank or something in the Old West. But I'll do my best I can to not be socially shamed. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be thrown out of the grocery store because of how scary I am. So this is, I think, what we're going to do. We're going to go with this look, and this is going to be the new normal. Who knows? I may just keep this look. I may grow to like it. I may just, wear this until it's all over, I'll show up 30 years from now at reunions or family functions wearing my little mask. Maybe that'll be my thing. Hey, there's the guy in the mask. He's the guy that makes the videos that always wears a mask. 50 years from now, hey, there's the guy with the mask. So this is what we're trying out. Some of you, it's hard to breathe in this thing, so you get the gist of it. No one to infect here in the sports barn. Some of you expressed concern that the government and or YouTube censored my last video. So here, I'll read to you the part that was censored. Got a transcript here. So let me read it to you, and you can. I'll try to sneak this past the censors and see if it's what as terrible as everybody thinks it is. Let's see. I was talking about checks. The government's going to mail these checks out to everybody so we can eat and survive. But of course, they can't get them out until I believe May, sometime in May. All right, so that's what I was talking about. Here's the transcript sent to me by the man. These are the people that we've got in charge of this nonsense. Expletive deleted of all the incompetent foolishness. It takes you guys 6 weeks in an emergency to mail out checks. 6 weeks. What the expletive deleted is wrong with you people. Expletive deleted, but that's who's in charge of this stuff. And it's not Donald Trump. It's not a Democrat or Republican thing. If you think the Democrats being in charge would make it run more efficiently, I've got news for you. It would be the same expletive deleted deal that it is now. Expletive deleted, those expletive deleted, expletive deleted. Enough of this. Who's with me? Let's do it. And then it says in parentheses here, subject moves off camera. Then it says in parentheses again, subject returns on camera. What the expletive deleted happened to the Delta I used to know. Where's the spirit? Where's the guts? Oh, I don't want to go with you, Big E. I might get in trouble. And then it ends there. So that was what you missed in the previous video. Now, of course, this is all what we call work in wrestling. None of this really happened. I mean, I said some things sort of kind of like that. It wasn't exactly verbatim. Obviously, nobody censored it. I just threw that in just as kind of a joke, just because it was a little bit embarrassing. And I thought, I'd better tune it down just a little bit, just so I don't get listed as a subversive. When they censor you, they don't stick a little cute messages in the middle of their video. They don't go through that trouble to do that. They just don't let you post it. The YouTube policy, I believe, is 3 strikes their terms of service, their terms of conduct. You get 3 strikes. I don't think you get 3 strikes anymore in this current emergency. I think you get 1 strike. They just delist you. That's it. Sorry, you're done. So I'm going to try hard not to be known as a subversive. See, got my mask. I'm ready to play ball. I'm ready to go shopping for essential items, particularly toilet paper. I've noticed we got a 5-day supply, so I'm watching what I'm eating. My wife's really going to be mad about that comment. But actually, now that I mentioned that, I was real happy. It was Saturday. There's a scene from one of my favorite movies called Goodfellas. You may have heard of it, where Ray Liotta, the narrator, is talking about how in jail, dinner's a big thing because they got nothing else to do. So they take hours preparing this dinner. And I'm thinking, man, it's kind of like what I'm doing. Now I'm like trying to learn to cook better because, we got to eat in all the time. So I really need to up my game here. If I have to eat my own cooking, I might as well try to make it good. So I made cheap chicken breast I got. It's big ass chicken breast, like a rotisserie chicken. That's how big it was. It was $4, which I thought was a hell of a deal. And it turned out great. I thought I really nailed it. The trick is you got to brine it. I learned that from the internet. You got to soak the thing in like a saltwater solution I soaked it overnight, probably 18 hours. And I think that really helped. So, there you learn something there. What else are we looking at here? I don't think we're any closer to sports than we have been for the previous few days. I guess the president talked to the heads of the sports leagues this weekend. Not a whole lot leaked out of that call, which kind of leads me to believe there was nothing really newsworthy in it other than double talk, we don't know, we'll let you know when we know, blah, blah, blah. The NFL seems to be still on the page of we're going to play games in September and there are actually going to be fans there. I think at this point that's a fantasy. Just the way the government's acting, I think that's a fantasy. Maybe without fans, I think that could be a possibility. With fans, I think that's probably not going to happen. I'll reserve whether that should happen or not. I don't want to be a subversive. What else was I thinking about here in the past 48 hours since my last video? This thought just occurred to me. Here, some handicapping. Let's talk actual handicapping, which this is what the whole channel was supposed to be about. We would handicap sporting events, which, back in the day, athletes would play games and, whether put a ball through an iron hoop or throw an oblong football, they called it a football back in the day, and you would catch it and you would run and try to evade other athletes trying to tackle you. And if you got the thing across the line, they score points, everybody cheers. It hit a ball with a stick. That was a fun game we used to play at any rate. I was thinking as far as one of the main fundamental things I look at as a handicapper is the coach. And I was thinking just now, it just dawned on me that I wonder if there's a link between people, the coaches often were players. And I'm thinking that if you got a player coach, in other words, this is a guy that used to play, was he a winner? Did his team win? Does this guy have championships? Not necessarily was he the best player, but was he on winning teams? And I think there could be something to that. I mean, immediately, 2 examples flashed across my mind. Casey Stengel, he was a very mediocre baseball player, but he had some very clutch moments when he played for the New York Giants in the mid or early 1920s. Excuse me, I don't have my water with me, so just take a breath here. He was a key player for the New York Giants in the 1920s. Billy Martin was part of all of those great Yankee teams in the 1950s, a key member. In other words, that was the kind of guy where you look at his stats, it's like, this guy sucks. But when the chips were down in the World Series, Billy Martin had some very big moments. I'm thinking Craig Counsell. There's a secret for you. If you look up one of the best against the spread record managers in the current majors, Craig Counsell. He was a member of the 1997 Florida Marlins, who beat the Indians, scored the winning run, I do believe. I think he was also a member of that 2001 Arizona Diamondback team. So, this is a utility guy, a bench guy, but he was on winning teams. And he is a guy whose teams outperform expectations. His Milwaukee Brewers teams have outperformed expectations. In other words, you put your money on the Council Brewers in the past few years, it made money. So I'm thinking there might be something to this. I'd like to look at this. I got all the time in the world, so I think I will look this up a little bit and just try to see if there's any kind of a one-to-one relationship with that. I don't know. It's obviously there are some very successful coaches out there that either were never players or were players at such a low level that it'll be hard to determine if they ever won anything or not. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that sports-related point out there just to have something to talk about. So at any rate, that's really all I got to say at the moment. I have a larger virus-related point, but I thought I'd save that for a separate video because that's actually important, and I'll probably just dedicate a whole video to that. Very good. Stay safe, wash your hands, follow the government edicts, all that good stuff. This can't last forever. I mean, unless you get the virus and die, then I guess it'll last forever. But that's going to be such a small minority of us that it can't last forever. So we will talk again. Eric Arnold out.